Now what you're going to notice that I am doing is I'm bending with my ring finger, as I generally do, because then I've got my pinky available for other things. If I bend with my pinky, I don't have anybody available to do stuff like that, so I always try and bend with my ring finger, okay? Then what I'm doing is as I reach back to the 12th fret of the first string and play that note, then I move on to the pull-off. You'll notice I'm doing the pull-off with my pinky. So instead of going like this, and using my third finger, I'm using my pinky to do the pull-off. So I'm kind of transitioning between my third finger and my pinky. Watch this. I'm going to do it nice and slow for you. Third finger, pinky. Third. And of course, the question arises, do I have to do that? Can't I just use my third finger? Absolutely, you can just use your third finger. If you'd rather go... and just use that one finger, that would be perfectly fine too. The goal is for you to figure out what feels most comfortable. Now, as I'm playing this, you're going to notice there's a rhythm, right? The bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum. Okay? So I'm holding on the bend longer than the other ones, right? It's really important that you get comfortable with picking it comfortably too, because you're going to try and build the speed. You know, as many licks, you know, the secret or the sweetness of some of these licks isn't when you do them slow. It's when you do them fast. You know, that's really kind of the premise of a lot of licks. When you're doing stuff slow, you know, that's usually when I'm just kind of vibing around. You know, just playing some things here and there. I'm not really playing licks per se. When I go into a lick, really the reason why I'm using that lick is to create repetition. And many times it's to create power, and attitude, if you will. So as I play this, if I go... it's fine, but it's going to be much more impactful if I can... if I can hammer that thing out, you see? So the goal is obviously, just like, you know, all of these little nuggets that we're doing is trying to get it developed to where it feels comfortable to you. Now, if you'd like to change something about the way you're picking it versus the way I'm picking it, don't ever feel bad about stuff like that. It's just that, you know, for me, telling you, I try and figure out the most efficient way of doing things, not just because I do it that way, but because I'm thinking about the easiest way to get from a down to an up or something like that to make the transitions fairly smooth. But if you decide, you know, like in order to do this lick, if you tried to do them all down, you know, you could do it. I'm not sure if you could do it quite as quick simply because the alternate picking is going to make things a little bit faster. But who's to say that that's not going to work for you? It certainly isn't going to be me. I just want to give you some suggestions of ways to do them, and then you explore those. Don't negate those things because it's hard or because it feels uncomfortable. Explore them on that level. And then if you ultimately come to the conclusion that, no, I'd rather do it the other way, I completely would agree with that. But don't shut it down just because you haven't done it. Always give it a try and see if you can figure it out. Because over the years of my playing, that's what I figured out is that a lot of things that I do, the reason why some of the stuff works well, some of it doesn't, but some of it works well, is because I'm thinking about the most efficient way of being able to move from point A to point B. So in this case, being able to play this down, the down strum doesn't really matter in the beginning here, but these two, I got to get through those two strings as quickly as possible. So maybe you do two up strums or, you know, something like that. Two down strums would put you on the wrong side. If you went, you know, you'd be down here. So kind of the goal is to get going upward again. So, you know, you just have to kind of figure out what seems most comfortable for you. Would you rather do them as two up strums like this? Or would you rather do down up, or what would work for you, you know what I mean? Or two downs, I mean, whatever's comfortable for you. Don't really get so stressed out about those things. Just always look at the way people are doing stuff when someone's teaching you something. Look at all of the facets of what you're learning, and then kind of figure out what the best way is for you to approach what you're trying to do. So let me expand that now. We've got this idea.